Xander Zayas.
How are you, brother?
Xander Zayas. ¿Cómo
How are
se,
you?
cómo se dice? Xander Zayas.
Xander Zayas.
Xander Zayas.
Yes,
¿Cómo
sir.
estás, tío?
Todo bien, gracias a Dios. Preparándonos para el próximo combate el 8 de junio.
As you say, you're really looking forward to your fight on June the 8th. We've spoken about this before. It's the 19th professional fight for you. And I think it's the 19th year of Puerto Rican Parade Day as well. Nice symmetry.
I know, right? It's something that, when the math adds up, it's kind of like history. But I'm just glad to be in this position. I'm glad to be the main event for the first time in the Puerto Rican Parade, something that I've always dreamed of. And at 21 years old, to headline MSG Theater, it's beautiful. It's something amazing.
Yeah, it's an amazing place. I was there with you last June, of course.
Yes.
What would you're 19 fights in, you signed with Top Rank when you were 16, you're only 21 still. It's 5 years into your pro career. What would if you were looking back and telling your 16-year-old self now, some wisdom that you've learned in the last 5 years, what would it be?
It takes time. Be patient. I remember when I started, my obviously, the guys that knew, my manager, the company, they're like, it's gonna take about 5, 6, 7 years to you in the conversation for a world champion or maybe fighting for a world champion. And I'm like, no, I'm doing it in 3. So now, reflecting back, it's like we're going into my 5th year of as a professional. I'm already in that conversation of a world championship fight, but it does take time. You have to be patient. You have to, get the experience under your belt and go little by little, step by step, keep improving.
Is that because when you get to that level that you're fighting, obviously it's another 10-rounder, I think, against Patrick Teixeira. When you get to that level where you're competing for world titles, the improvements that you've got to make are obviously still there, but you need to be ready to stay at world and elite level, or go from world and climb to elite level.
For sure, I feel like you have to be competitive in every fight. Obviously, when you get to that level, there's so many adjustments you have to make in between or in the ring that you're always improving, you're always getting better, you're always in that competitive stage. And also, you don't fight as often. When you go 10 rounds, when you go 12 rounds, you don't fight as often as people want you to fight or as you want to fight. Because at the end of the day, you gotta let your brain relax a little bit. You gotta let the body breathe a little bit. Obviously, God forbid nothing happens. No damage, no cuts. Then we could be talking about 2-3 months, but still, it's about 2-3 months that we have to take off. So I feel like, yeah, when you get to that elite level, you have to stay there making those little adjustments, but you also have to understand that the other people is going to try to do the same thing to you. It's going to try to make those adjustments towards whatever you're doing that is working for you. I feel like that competitive level, that elite level, is a really high level that you got to be really, really patient and really little by little just keep climbing up.
We spoke about Puerto Rican Parade Day the last time we spoke. And obviously, I say 19 years ago, when Miguel Cotto fought Mohamed Abdullayev, defended his 140-pound crown that day. Because you're the main event, quite a lot's going to be expected of you on, the Parade Day, which is the Sunday, isn't it?
Yes.
So does it play into your mind that you want to be fully intact at the end of the fight and not have been through a war and have to go to hospital for any reason? And does that play on your mind at all? Because you're one of the major features of the Puerto Rican Day.
I feel like that always plays in my mind. You don't want to get out of a fight with an injury or with a cut. But obviously, I also got to understand that it's boxing. Anything could happen. Now that I'm facing a lefty, we could clutch heads by accident, and a cut opens up. It's something that I don't want. It's something that I don't wish for. But at the end of the day, we gotta make again the adjustments in the fight. We gotta work with what we got during the fight. But no, I feel like I go in there to do my job. hopefully nothing crazy happens like a cut or anything like that, so I could be looking good for Sunday. But I'm not worried right now. I'm not worried about Sunday. I'm more worried about June the 8th.
Do you dance on one of the floats?
What was that? What was that?
Will you be dancing afterwards on Sunday?
Singing? It depends. It depends. If I don't have a cut, yes. If I do, it might be a little different. I might not look as good as if I would without a cut.
In all seriousness, you mentioned Patrick Teixeira. He's a southpaw. He is tricky. Talk us through the fight. Bell rings. What happens? We know are you 12 knockouts in 19? 12 stoppages?
Well, I believe 12 or 13.
12, yeah. You don't even know your own record. I love that.
I know.
Talk us through Teixeira and what happens with bell rings, because I know what you're like. You're devastating.
The key for this fight is being patient and working the body. You know, at this age, I'm expecting the best Patrick Teixeira, but you know, he's gonna slow down in the middle rounds when we start working that body, when we start attacking that body and then attacking the head. I feel like he's not gonna have the same legs. He's not gonna have the same speed or the same power. So the key is obviously being patient and just work him down low to then, you know, drop the hands and come up top.
Does it mean a lot more to you to have a finish though? Because I know what you're like. You're very powerful. You like to show your worth in every fight. Does the stoppage mean more to you?
Man, in 4 fights that he has lost, only one person or two person has stopped him. So it'll be good to put that exclamation point. But I don't go in there thinking about it. You know, I just want to do my job. I just want to get the victory and put on a show for the fans. So at the end of the day, if it happens, if I have the opportunity, I'm going to rip his head off. If not, I'm ready to go 10 rounds and I'll box him.
Forgive me if I'm wrong. Are you still with Javier Centeno or not?
Yes, I am still with Javier Centeno. That's my guy.
And talk to me about what Javier brings to you and who else is in the camp and what your sparring's been like. Have you been sparring any world champions this year? Where are you with all of that?
Well, right now I'm having one of my Puerto Rican mates, Brian Polaco. He's my main sparring partner. He went to amateur world champions. Now he's a professional. He's a professional fighter. He's 5 or 6-0. He's also fighting in June, but not the same fight. He's fighting a little bit later. I don't want to announce it because again, I feel like that's a job he needs to do. But yeah, I feel like Javier brings a lot to the table. Somebody that I trust with my life. Somebody that's been there for me since day one, since I was little. Somebody that I've built a relationship outside of just boxing. You know, I feel like he's like a second dad to me. The other guy that is in my corner is obviously my dad. Somebody that I again trust with my life. Somebody that I know is not gonna put me in any harm's way, and is always gonna look for the best of me, for the best interest of me. So yeah, then we got Mike Basil, Mike Cutman, Superman. That's the guy. We've seen what he's done over his career with the cuts, being able to close it, being able to make the difference in big fights. And obviously my manager, Peter Khan, somebody that is always looking for the best option for me, for the best opportunities, and he's always there. I mean, if I name you the whole team, my strength and conditioning coach, Andy, does a great job since I've been working with him a year, 2 years now, perfecting athletes, my nutritionist. They've been working for, you know, my whole career, my entire career with them. And thus far, I mean, it's been a great journey. This year I haven't been able to spar no world championship, but you know, when you get to a certain level, it's so hard to, you know, get sparring with those big names, with those big guys, because they know that maybe in a couple fights we could be fighting, we could be facing each other. So, you know, to spar with some of those guys, contenders or former world champions that are still in the conversation, it's hard because these guys know that maybe in a couple fights we can face each other.
There's a couple of people I want to ask you about. It must be quite interesting for you when you see, for a start, Terence Crawford step up from 147, is coming to light middleweight, as I call it, super welterweight, to fight Israel Madrimov for the WBA title. Obviously, Sebastian Fundora had the victory over Tim Sue. I've got to say, I praise Tim Sue for taking that fight on late notice. A guy 7 inches taller than him, a much
For
more
sure.
different style. And I believe he should have been pulled out with that cut, in my view.
Yeah.
And it should have been rescheduled. But Fundora's got 2 of the belts. Madridov's got 1. Murtazaliev, Bakhram Murtazaliev has got 1 of them. And I've got a sneaking feeling, yeah, there you are, 14 with the IBF at the moment, and probably somewhere else. But you're 9 with the WBC, 4 with the WBO.
With the WBO.
So, do you, when you're talking about this patience just now, when you see those lists, you know, like you say, it could be 2 fights away. There's a guy in the UK that fought at the weekend who I really rate. He's very young. He's 21 as well. Junaid Boston, who is a super welterweight. Have you seen Junaid at all?
No, never seen him.
Have you heard of him?
Being honest, I've never heard of him. The only guy that right now I have my eye on from the UK is Josh Kelly. He's the number 2 and number 3 guy right now in the WBO. And Erickson Lubin. I think those are 2 interesting fights that we can make happen this year for elimination bout for the WBO. So right now, again, I'm just focused on Patrick Teixeira, but those are 2 names that I'll really like to face in my next couple fights.
Is there a possibility that you could fight Josh Kelly in the UK even, Xander?
Man, if it's a possibility to make it happen, you know, I feel like anywhere I could go to the UK, he could come over here. It doesn't matter. I like to fight the best. I want to fight the best, and I feel like he's an interesting name in the list.
Absolutely, and it's a great style. He's very much a stylist. He wasn't happy at welterweight. It didn't suit him. He's moved up. He's a much happier guy. I interviewed him recently for a DAZN show called Off the Cuff. When Bob Arum, the nonagenarian Bob Arum, who's been in the sport nearly 60 years, says yourself and Bruce Carrington are poised to become 2 of the sport's biggest stars. How do you keep your feet on the ground when Bob Arum says that about you?
It's incredible, you know. It's incredible because this is a guy that, you know, we're talking about a guy that signed, I mean, the biggest faces of boxing, you know. And he keeps doing it, and to hear that from somebody like Bob Arum, it's incredible. But at the same time, it's like, you know, we gotta work hard. We gotta work hard because at the end of the day, they'll give us the opportunity, but we're the ones that gotta take advantage of them. We're the one that have to put the work in. So yeah, they can open all the doors for us, but if we don't take advantage, it comes down to us. So it's humbling, but at the same time, I know that I gotta keep working hard. And that I gotta, you know, I have to keep the gas on the pedal.
When we spoke, keep your pedal on the gas, indeed. Pedal to the metal. When we spoke off air in New York last year, I think you said to me then, you've got to, what I never forget, and I know where I've come from. I know I've been brought up well. I know I'm on the tough side of the street in terms of the sport I'm in, but you're only as good as your next performance. And that's where you've got to stay. You're only as good as that performance. Doesn't matter what you've done already, you know?
And that's true, because at the end of the day, people is not going to remember what you did 5 fights ago. People is not going to notice what you did 7 fights ago. They're going to notice what you did before this last fight and the next fight coming up. What are you going to do? What are you going to improve? What are you going to get better at? So, you know, you have to push yourself every day, and that's what I do in the gym. I push myself every day to become better, to be better at every aspect of the game, and to little by little be improving. So this fight, I definitely have to put on a show. I know I have to put on a show, but I don't want to put pressure on it. I want to take it just as another night, another fight.
Yeah,
man, I just want to have fun. I want to have fun, make the adjustments, listen to the corner, and get the victory.
2 other things. What do you make of the development in boxing at the moment? The Saudi Arabian investment in the heavyweight divisions made it amazing. Your stablemate Jared Anderson could end up fighting Deontay Wilder if Deontay beats Zhili Zhang. I'm going out to Saudi for that one. The prospect of these mega cards being made all the time. I'm sure your name is on Bob Arum's lips and Todd DeBuff's lips and Brad Jacobs' lips and Carl Moretti. If the Top Rank outfit does a massive card with His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh at some point. Do you see the Saudi Arabian investment in boxing being good, that they're doing an American card, maybe a UK card? They've shaken up the heavyweight division. Do you enjoy that? Is it great for
Oh yeah, I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it. I mean, they put in big fights. They put in big fighters, big name, great fights. I mean, who thought that we were gonna get Tim Tszyu, Virgil Ortiz in the same fight together? You know, who thought that we were gonna get Tyson Fury, Usyk in a fight together? So I feel like, man, this card's investments are great. They are making boxing better. And of course, if Top Rank gives me the opportunity and Turkish wants to do it, I'm able. You know, I'm willing to go to Saudi Arabia and do it.
You're a young man, and so is Ryan Garcia. I think many of us were delighted that he proved all the amateur psychologists wrong the other day and pulled off a big heist in boxing. Did you? I don't know how close you are to either men, but did you enjoy his performance against Devin Haney?
Man, it was incredible. I feel like a lot of people.
Are you friends? I can imagine you being friends.
I wouldn't say I'm friends. I've met Ryan Garcia. We've met. We've shaken hands. I've never met Devin Haney. I've met his dad. His dad is a great guy. But I feel like, yeah, like you said, he proved a lot of people wrong. He even proved myself wrong. You know, I thought that it was gonna be an easy night of just boxing for Devin Haney. But also at the same time, I knew that he had great speed, great power in that left hook, and he was just able to land it at the right time, and it was just perfect.
Do you think he did psychologically trick everyone not to take him as seriously?
Yes, for sure. I feel like that was part of the game plan. Yeah. Now that I look back at it, a lot of people were saying, no, this guy is this guy is that, and I feel like it was a trick. And man, he proved a lot of people wrong.
Listen, we look forward to you fighting on June the 8th. It's just a couple of weeks away now. Well, actually, no, it's a few weeks away. Before that, we've got 4 undisputed titles. Pick the winners for me. Canelo and Munguia.
Oh, that's a hard one. If it goes, oh my God, if it goes to decision, Munguia, Canelo by knockout.
Wow. Okay. I've got Munguia points. I've got Canelo points. Noya Inoue, one of your stablemates, in undisputed against Luis Nery.
Man, that's a great fight, but I think the monster Inoue should pull it off.
Yeah, I think he pulls it off as well. Late stoppage for me.
Yes.
Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, undisputed heavyweight title.
I don't know. I'll let you pick on that one.
No, there's splinters in your backside right now. You're sitting on that wooden fence, you know.
Man, it depends.
Go for a draw. Go for a draw.
I'll go for a draw then.
Yeah, I'm going draw as well. Controversial draw in the first fight that we're all going to argue about. And then we've got Artur Beterbiev against Dimitri Bivol, undisputed, both undefeated, light heavyweight.
I think I got Bivol. I'll box in Beterbiev. Obviously, Beterbiev gets him in the late rounds. He could be trouble, but if the boxing, if the ring is big enough, I think Bivol will have a great opportunity to just outbox Beterbiev.
I think it's going to be an absolute fight to the wire. I think we're going to argue it, and I think Beterbiev is going to win on points. But I can see Bivol winning as well. And you, my friend, are going to win on points or by late stoppage. That's my pick. It's always great to see you. Great energy, great human being. Always pleasure to spend time with you.
Thank you, brother. It's always great spending time with you, talking to you, and I hope hopefully I see you in New York.